Om Shanti. Welcome all of you. And before we start, we'll spend a minute in silence to invoke the Supreme Being. Yes, so welcome all of you again, Om Shanti, and good morning to all the participants from the west coast of US and Canada. Good afternoon to the ones from the Middle East and UK, and good evening to the ones from India. So welcome to the episode on discipline. We have with us our respected Asha Didi, who's joined us from the Om Shanti Retreat Center, and we welcome her from our side. I think let me just start with one thing today. The first thing is July month is very auspicious for all of us in Brahma Kumaris because it's the month where Didi Manmohini became Avyakt, and the date is 28 July. And all of you, if you have heard stories of her from all the senior BKs, she was an epitome or embodiment of discipline. And I feel no other sister or no other Didi, senior Didi rather, than Asha Didi would have been able to do justice to this value. So here we have, that's first thing. And second thing is today in India, we have the Guru Purnima also, the auspicious day of Guru Purnima. So if you can look at today's Murli as well, it was a bit of mention about discipline on that as well, that value was covered. So Guru is basically, the word Guru itself tells you the meaning. It takes you from darkness into lightness. So it's something which all of us are wanting to hear eagerly about, the value of discipline, that how it can take us from laziness and make us go into something which is a bright morning for all of us. So with this, I would just like to now request the Vancouver team, Claudia sister and Taran sister, to welcome Asha Didi. Over to both of you.
Om Shanti. Good morning from us. Asha Didi, good evening for you. So it's just such a pleasure to have you again with us and talk with a very important values, which is discipline. You know, I was just thinking the nature, even with the climate change, still follow the discipline. After the summer doesn't come, the winter comes, the fall, and then goes on. Also, our bodies also follow the discipline. So for us to grow, we need to have the discipline. And for a company to grow, also discipline is necessary. So it's very nice to hear from you, who takes care of so big retreat. How do you implement discipline within many who doesn't like discipline? So it's going to be a pleasure to hear from you, and welcome to our program. And Sister Tara is going to give you something special from BC. Welcome, Tara, then.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Claudia sister. And Om Shanti, Asha Didi. I would like to, on behalf of everyone here and the Vancouver and Greater Vancouver family, I'd like to, in Baba's remembrance, present to you and welcome you with these sweet, sweet berries from the lower mainland here. And blueberries are handpicked by us, the group of Brahman family. And please accept. Hopefully you can see all of them. There's the blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries. We know we are the capitals of the berries. So please accept this bouquet of berries and welcome. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Sister Taran, and the entire Vancouver team, Sister Claudia as well. I would just want to again try this out, a unique way of introducing Asha Didi. I mean, all of you know that she is the director of the Om Shanti Retreat Center, which is the Northern India campus of Brahma Kumaris in India. Uh, I'll speak a few words in the form of a poem for her. Asha Didi's name, in Hindi, Asha means hope. So Asha Didi is full of Asha, that is hope. When we meet her, everyone has got scope. So she's full of hope, scope for every one of us. She tells us a way to be from bioscope. I mean, when I say that, I remember Asha Didi she uses a smartphone, but she doesn't use WhatsApp on that, which according to her, and all of us know that very well, it's a big source of Maya for all of us. So she tells us a way to be from the bioscope and look at ourselves with a microscope. Then further down, Didi has this perfect blend of love and law. So love and law. She doesn't want to see anyone with a flaw because she wants us to be away from Maya's claw. So perfect blend of love and law. Doesn't want us to see anyone's or with anyone having a flaw. And also we shouldn't be looking at the flaw of others because she wants us to be away from Maya's claw. And two more words or two more lines. Though Maya makes us rock and roll like a seesaw, but her pure drishti in us makes us worthy, and that's how she always saw. So though Maya makes us go rock and roll like a seesaw, but her pure drishti in us makes us worthy, and that's how she's always saw that aspect. So I think with this, I would do a few housekeeping instructions. All of you are well aware that the talk will go on for around 45-50 minutes. And there are a lot of requests, Didi, that if Didi could convey the meditation for us, it will be really fantastic. Thank you, Didi, for that. And the interpretation icon is in front of you. All of you are well versed with the Zoom now. You all can click the language which you all want to hear in. And the question and answer will start say after 9 p.m. India time. So 10 minutes prior or 5 minutes prior, it will be the chat box will be open. You can post your questions to me. And with these brief housekeeping instructions, I would just request Asha Didi to carry on with the talk. Thank you, Asha Didi. Sorry, it has to be unmuted, Asha Didi. Sorry, Asha.
Welcome. A nice, beautiful berries from Canada. And then I never knew our Dr. Manoj is also a poet. And beautiful lines that you spoke, they reinforce in me that this is what I should be. So thank you very much. And as you mentioned today, that this is the month of Didi Manmohini. But before Didi Manmohini, Baba was also a strict disciplinarian. I'll talk about it during the course of my talk. But as has been said, discipline is both loved and some souls detest it. Ultimately, experience says discipline prevails. Just as we say truth prevails, similarly, I have a feeling ultimately discipline prevails. If you look at the history, Earlier societies, as has been written by our anthropologists and historians, they tell us to regulate the society, there used to be social mores. Social mores are nothing but the rules and regulations which should be followed by the members of society to keep it in an order. And whenever something untowardly happened, or whenever someone encroached upon it, or whenever someone broke that social mores, disciplinary action was taken. If we look at our own lives, you just see children. We send children to play schools. They're hardly 2 years old, but they're being sent to play schools. Why? So that they learn some disciplines, how to sit, how to eat, and so on. And when we come to our schools, you will remember that our teachers, the principal, always spoke about discipline. I remember our school, the principal was very strict, and we used to have chapel in the morning, and when the children used to come down from the through the staircase, and if anyone made a noise, if their shoes made noise, if anything noisy happened, the whole class was sent back, and they were asked to come back in a disciplined way. One person did something wrong, but the whole class was sent. And I also recall small little things that we were taught, not to leave our these veils just open. She used to say, "You have not come here for party, you have come here to school." Small, these disciplines were introduced in our lives right from the beginning. And when we look at this universe, we find that everything is in discipline. The sun rises from the east and it sets in the west. And it is the earth that moves around the sun. The sun remains fixed, it does not move. Many universal laws. Water comes down from higher this thing to down, so on. Many things. There is a cycle of oxygen, carbon dioxide, well maintained, and it is healthy for all of us. If they break this cycle, day follows night, night follows day, it does not reverse. So they discipline. And through this, we discipline ourselves. There is relation also. When sun rises, we also rise. And when sun sets, we go to bed. So many things are connected with it. If you look at your own body, this body is healthy when every single organ of the body is functioning in its natural way. Only then the body is called healthy. If the organs are not working properly, if something goes wrong, let's say with pancreas, gallbladder, anything, we start having troubles. We start having problems. So, healthy body is possible only when every single organ of the body is functioning in a disciplined way. If the esophagus does not perform its function and it is enforced on the stomach, things will go bad. Hence, if we just see all these things, we find that natural discipline is the orderly state of the society, and it comes from within. We accept it, we appreciate it. When we appreciate, acceptance becomes easy. So, in simple words, discipline means order, and indiscipline means disorder. Whenever there is discipline, everything is in its right form, and we are happy, peaceful, predictability is there, and proper planning can be there. When things are not in discipline, things become very unpredictable, as we find today. It's a world of uncertainties, unpredictability, and the planning is totally crashed. You plan something, but you're not able to fulfill it. Something else comes up. Why? Because not everything is not moving in its proper, disciplined way. So, uh, the natural laws of the world, the natural laws, if you look at them, they have kept us in very disciplined manner. Our bodies, our systems, our society follows some natural laws. And when it comes to our personal lives, there are certain laws which we know that we cannot avoid them. They're ineluctable. Like, as you sow, so shall you reap. Two wrongs do not make a right, and so on. My understanding is that all the values, whether truth, purity, love, they all lead to natural discipline. Without that, natural discipline is not possible. And if you look at God, He's truth. God is both just and neutral and kind. No human being can be both just and kind. In fact, kindness, God's kindness is different. It is in the form of forgiveness. It is in the form of forgetting the whole, all the mistakes that we have done. God does not look at them. But when it comes to human beings, when we become kind towards someone, it means we are breaking discipline somewhere because you are giving extra care, extra attention. For instance, common thing in India, people queue up to get their rail tickets. If someone from the queue just comes to the counter and says, "My mother is sick and please allow me to take the ticket first," it does. But you have been kind to that person, and when that person goes out, simply says, "Oh, look how I have fooled everyone." So when kindness is there from our side, it affects, it breaks some discipline. And when it breaks the discipline, it leads to many more maladies further. Whereas when it comes to God, He keeps to all the laws. As you sow, so shall you reap. He does not spare us. He does not say, okay, Baba says in the Murlis, if you have done something, children, you have to reap the result. Brahma Baba, he used to have a lot of cough, but Baba used to say, Shiv Baba says, I cannot interfere in this. I cannot set it right. You have to do it yourself. You have to face it. Mama, Mama also had to face, but Baba never interfered in it. Yes, he showed kindness. How? By giving extra strength to the soul. Because the soul is serviceable, soul has good accounts, so Baba gives extra help, extra sakash, so that the soul is able to face that problem. Like Dadi Gulzar, so much difficulty, so much difficulty. From where did she get that strength? Baba, Baba's kindness. So Baba is both just and kind. Whereas we human beings, we cannot be both. Whenever we try to be kind, we are hurting someone else. So, when we keep ourselves in discipline, I think we are very safe. Look at the discipline on the roads. If we are driving and observing all the rules of the traffic, keep to the discipline, we drive safely. But whenever we transgress any one rule, naturally we have to reap the result. Maybe 99 times we have passed, but 100 times maybe we become a victim of our indiscipline. So I would say that whenever we break any discipline, the first thing that happens to us is mind gets affected. There's heaviness. Why? Because the basic quality of the soul is truth, peace, love, happiness, bliss, and so on. You break some law and you will find yourself in mental difficulty. I give you a small little example. Let's say There is a vegetable vendor in your campus where you live, and you know pretty well that he charges you more. He sells at extra price. But out of convenience, you buy your things from the same vendor. Why? It is easy for you, convenient to you. Let's say one Diwali day, and this vendor is having best business. You give him 100 rupee note and currency, 100 rupee currency note. You buy small little thing, and by mistake, the vendor, he gives you back the 100 rupee note without taking his um money, because he was in a hurry, totally involved. He forgot. He gave it to you. You just keep that 100 rupees in your pocket and come back, thinking that he, that sorry, thinking that he has been charging you more all these days, but today he has been caught. And you can also say, oh, well, it is my own money that I gave him extra all these days. You can apply any logic there, but tell me one thing. Whenever you cross that shop, a bell will ring in your mind. His 100 rupee note is with me. Tell me yes or no. Will the bell ring or not? Yes, tell me. Just tell me, will it ring or not? Yes, it will. Why? Why? Because your conscience is basically pure. I'm going to take you to the basic knowledge that Baba has given us. All indiscipline arises from the 5 maladies that Baba has told us. Lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego. You take the example of attachment. Due to attachment, there is nepotism, favoritism. You are favoring one person, but then you are denying the rights to so many others. Similarly, you can take this from individual, family, social, national, international level. My country, right or wrong? Attachment. Similarly, let's say greed. I want to have more and more money. Sometimes in India, what people do is they compromise with the quality of the thing, commodity. Admixture is there. What we call adulteration. And due to this, so many other problems crop up. One indiscipline, I've transgressed the value of satisfaction, contentment. And when I break it, so many other things crop up. I like to exploit people. I like to overpower people just to have more and more and more money. So, you take any malady, any problem, it is due to the transgression of the basic discipline of the soul. Very famous example in Ramayana is there of Sita. Why Sita was abducted? Why? Because she just transgressed that line of Maryada, that is discipline. She was asked to remain within limits, but greed for the golden deer, attachment with Rama, made her to become a victim of Ravan. And Raman takes her away. It's a story. It's a story from the epics. You know all the story. So, Maryada or discipline is something. Rivers, when they keep to their Maryada, to their discipline, they are a blessing. And when they break that discipline, then flooding, destruction, and so on. And Baba has told us everything depends on us. As the quality of the soul, so is the furniture. When we were Sato Pradhan, there was no point of indiscipline. Everything happened at the right time, right place, right manner. Everything was orderly. This is why Baba says there was no need to have any hospitals, no need to have any police, no need to have any, prisons, etc. Nothing. Courts, nothing. Because we were living a life of self-discipline. Self-discipline means simply moving according to the basic values of the soul. Basic values of the soul. And this is also found that if you try to enforce discipline, it will be broken time and again. As I said earlier, appreciation for it is essential and acceptance is essential. When a person realizes that it is good for me, then person accepts that discipline easily. Why Baba emphasizes on Srimat? Srimat is kind of discipline for us. And Baba tells us in the Murlis that children, you have had enough of it. You have seen that how on by following your own mat or the uh, advice of others, what has happened to you? Now you must not look at here and there, but just see the Srimat, follow Srimat. Through Srimat, we'll be able to row through this life. And when we just go here and there and take the advice of others, you know what happens. Mental chaos, confusions. I would like to put here one thing. We require a lot of mental stamina to follow discipline because there are a number of attractions, a number of things that can sway you away. But if I'm focused, if I'm dedicated to my target, and if I have full concentration, I will be the winner. Many times, duality emerges in the minds to do this or that, this or that. And if my mental stamina is strong, I will be able to come over all those sight scenes that come on my way. But if this mental stamina is not very strong, then I succumb to those attractions. How to make this mental stamina strong? How to build it up? We build it up, by connecting the self with the Supreme. One thing I would like to share before I take up that. Forced laws don't work. Forced discipline does not work. I have seen in my own campus, if you make a person understand something, she or he follows. But if you just say, no, you have to do this, the question immediately arises, why? Why should I do this? Why? If the reasoning is given and understanding on the part of the person is there, then it becomes easily acceptable. But you also know the influence of evil is so much, negativity is so much, that people sometimes have fun in breaking laws. For instance, it seems there was an officer who said that punctuality should be maintained. It is a good thing, good discipline. And he told the person who takes care of this part, this duty, to bring the register of attendance after 10 minutes. Let's say if it is 10 o'clock, at 10:10 you bring the register to me, so that he knows the latecomers, etc. The person who has to break laws, what they did, one day in the evening, one day before in the evening, they started putting their attendance. You can break laws. You can find ways. So unless a person understands that it is good for me, it is for my own good, it is for the good of my own family, good for my own society, person does not accept anything. So this has to be there first, that you have to appreciate that it is for your own good. Then you will easily accept any kind of discipline. Now, what is the way out to have discipline in the society or for the self also? As I said to you, and it is our experience, if you ask a person, do you like a state where there is peacelessness? No. Can you remain in the state of anger for 24 hours? No. Can you be speaking all the 24 hours? No. What do you like? I like silence. I like peace. Do you want to be hated? No. I want to be loved. Why? Why? This is my original quality. And everything, all of us want to return to our roots. All of us want to return to our natural state. To be peaceful is our natural state. To be loveful is our natural state. To be pure is our natural state. And we love it. We want to be in that state. So when this understanding is there, that these are my core values, then acceptance becomes easy. To retain and to empower the roots is important. We have to go back to the roots. And you know pretty well, when we break the laws, the nature also break the laws. People understand it. Now, how to make our roots strong? We can make our roots strong by yoga, connecting with the Supreme Being, who is the embodiment, who is the ocean of all these qualities. And he is the ocean of love. He is also just and then also kind. Discipline, he also observes discipline. Because he observes, he asks us also to observe that discipline. He's establishing the new world, disciplined world. How? Through these values. When we put these values, implement these values in our lives, the lives are transformed. We come back to our original state of purity. And this is what all of us relish. We require. We don't want to have ugly thoughts. We don't want to have violent thoughts. We don't want to have weak thoughts. we get back to this natural discipline by understanding and telling the self, I'm basically a pure being. I'm the Master Almighty Authority. Nothing is impossible for me. And so on. Similarly, love. Similarly, truth. All the qualities. So when we connect ourselves with Baba, then automatically these qualities we start having in our lives. You know pretty well. It is through simple disciplining the mind. Here, one thing that I would like to share, sometimes intellect tries to overpower our mind. And let me tell you frankly, intellect is a fair weather friend. Many a times we succumb to our intellect. We have to empower our intellect. Same intellect which stops you from doing wrong thing, same intellect will also guide you how to do wrong things. So Baba says, I give you the third eye of wisdom. Wisdom, that is intellect, not the mind, intellect. Thoughts are there, innumerable. But which ones are healthy and which one I have to nourish is the decision of the intellect. So when the intellect is made strong, then duality ends. So intellect has to be made strong by feeding it with powerful, pure thoughts. And when we have such powerful and pure thoughts, this intellect becomes stronger and is able to guide the mind also. Another thing that I would like to share with you is an experience. Everything in the world is giving. Giving is a natural law of nature. Sun gives light, trees give fruits, rivers give water, and so on. Earth gives us so many things. This is essential in our own lives too. To give approach. When we give, there's happiness. And when there's happiness, acceptance of discipline is easy. It seems, and all of us have something to give. All of us. All of us have something to give. If not anything, smile. Now, I would connect this topic with some experiences from Didi Manmohini, who is well known for disciplinary life. Sometimes I find it here also. People say, "Oh, Asha Didi is very strict." I ask them, "In what way I am strict? What way? I only tell you to get up early in the morning, Amrit Vela. I ask you to come to the Murli class regularly. I ask you to come in the evening session. Is it strictness?" It is a discipline of Brahmin life. If you are a Brahmin, then you have to follow this. If you're not a Brahmin, no one is going to say to you anything. A Brahmin has to follow. So if we just remind, is it strictness? Baba gives best kind of food. Baba gives best kind of comfort. Baba gives the best things of the world. He's sustaining so beautifully. In what way strictness is there? That has also to be understood. Why people detest discipline? Ultimately, discipline will prevail. Discipline prevails. If everything is in discipline, things become orderly. You don't waste anything. Everything moves in proper way. Nothing is untowardly there, which consumes your time. Didi Manmohini, she used to say only these things. Observe the principles, that is all. Didi Manmohini used to sit in the evening class herself. And this is why in Madhuban, everyone used to come to the evening class. She used to make the evening class so lively that everyone used to enjoy. She would come to the class with her diary and pen. Never leave it. Punctual. It is time for the class. You are supposed to be in the class. Once I was standing before her room. She loved me a lot. I got a lot of blessings from her. But it is only through her gestures and teachings and signals. Once I was just standing in front of her room. Did not want to go to the literature shop when there were too many people. So I chose such a time when there was no crowd. And it was that time Didi came out and she said, "Asha, how come you are here?" I said, "Didi, I want to go to the literature. So many people have asked for it in the party and I am just going there." She said, "Do you know this teacher's class going on upstairs in meditation hall?" I said, "Yes, Didi, I know that." She said, "Then how come you are here?" I said, "Because of this I am here." She said, "No, go to the teacher's class." And really, I tell you, When she said this, I thanked Baba. It was so lively, so beautiful class. Why? By breaking disciplines, we lose many things. We lose many things. We think we are free. We are not. We lose our freedom. Through discipline, that freedom comes out. Okay? I do not know if you know, it's Didi Manmohini who started sitting in Amrit Vela and made everyone follow the rule of sitting Amrit Vela early in the morning. It is she. Number two, it is Didi who inspired everyone to have the room for Baba in their houses, in the centers. Earlier, we never used to have Baba's room in the centers. We never used to have Baba's room at our homes. But it is Didi. It is Didi who told family people to offer bhog to Baba. It is Didi who made 7 o'clock meditation in the evening compulsory. There are many things that Didi, it is Didi who introduced traffic control. So, lot of things. It is Didi who taught me, because it was famous that Didi is very strict. So I used to be very scared of her. I would never go to her. I always went to Dadi Prakash Mani and never to Didi. When Didi came to know that Asha is scared of me, she made me so close to her. She made me her very nearest, closest friend. She used to share a lot of stories. And I forgot that Didi was strict. Didi was very loving. Only because she enforced discipline, she was considered strict, but she was not. She was very motherly, very friendly. Dadi Gulzar, she told me, Asha, why didn't you go to Didi? I said, well, I have spoken to Dadi. No, go to Didi. And when Didi was sick, she was in Pandab Bhavan, Delhi. Those days I used to be in Pandab Bhavan. And I would not go to see her. Didi said to Dadi Gulzar, why Asha doesn't come to me? Everyone else comes, she does not come. Then Dadi Gulzar said, Asha, go to Didi. I said, Dadi, I don't go because I do not want her I do not want her to be restless. Let her rest. Rest is essential for her. When I go, her rest is disturbed. Dadi Gulzar told Didi. Didi said, tell her I don't get disturbed. And I went to Didi. She said, I never get disturbed by you. I cannot tell you how much she helped me, although strict, but similarly, she was very, very loving. Brahma Baba, if any child did something wrong, broke any discipline, Baba would not spare. If children made some mischief, he used to make them stand on the bench with their faces towards the wall. And Baba used to say, deny the children those things which they like the most, like they like to go to play, they like chocolates. So deny them for a while so that they know that they have to do it. So I would ultimately say towards the end, I feel knowledge that we have been given by Baba, it does not require any person to keep a watch on us, but it is the beauty, royalty, and dignity of the family that we keep to self discipline. Self discipline is more important than the discipline that is enforced upon us. And if we want to lead a dignified life, follow the disciplines automatically, as our dadis did. Every single dadi's history shows this. Once Dadi Prakashmani, toward the last stage of her life, Munniben used to say, Daddy, don't go to the class because you are not in a position to go, you get tired. Why do you go to the class? Dadi said to Munni, Dadi used to be on wheelchair at that time. Dadi said to Munni, Munni, you cannot stop me from going to the class. This was Dadi because discipline was a part and parcel of her life. This is what we learn from our seniors, and I feel self-discipline is the best thing. And when we discipline ourselves properly, then nothing will be there which will be able to make us weak so that we break any discipline. I think we are all working to make this world a disciplined world by making ourselves disciplined. Thank you very much. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Didi. Wonderful listening to the talk. The flow was fantastic. You started with those disciplines in the nature, the universal laws which we have. If we break, that's not good for us. And then you beautifully mentioned about how there should be self-discipline. And I like this quote which you said that all the indiscipline arises from the five maladies, the five vices. I'll take the questions about vices a bit later, but there are a few questions about how to discipline children. There are three questions. I'll just ask all and you can answer them together. First is, we have difficult kids at home, very difficult to discipline. Second is, can I discipline my neighbor's children? And thirdly, it's about army people or army persons. Like they are very strict disciplinarians and they are called like Hitlers at home. Or they are like, in Hindi we say danke ki chot pe baithe hain, they just want to hit. So should we hit the kids like army people and teach them discipline?
First thing is disciplining the children at home, the difficult ones. These difficult children are very intelligent ones. So if you give them something constructive, creative to focus upon, probably they will get discipline and forget that indiscipline. When they get focused on something constructive, something difficult for them, and you encourage them to do something which is possible for him to do, but difficult one, focus your mind on it, you'll be able to do it. So the energy is diverted. So when that energy is diverted, the child becomes busy with that, then probably they will be able to follow. They will be, you'll be able to discipline them. And it is nice always to talk to children. Actually, generally what we do is we just tell them, do this, do do that, don't do this, don't do that. But why? Child should know. If we are able to talk to them nicely, patiently, children will be probably able to understand. And when it comes to neighbors' children, if you have kind heart and broader outlook, then probably you will be and having good wishes for them. And if you just tell them, if the parents of the children don't mind, then you can probably talk to them, speak to them, converse with them. Uh, then you can probably do that with the neighbors. And when it comes to the third question, like being a Hitler, I will not recommend it because that's not the way. And they will be, children will be um in discipline as long as that thing is there on your head. And as soon as it is withdrawn, children become the same. So that is not recommended. But definitely talking to children, and if there is a need to give them little punishment, does not matter. Baba allows that. Like if a child likes to play and the child is not in discipline, you can say that you will be denied this. You will not be able to go to the field to play or anything, chocolates or anything else that the child likes the most. Just deny that thing to him so that he understands that he has been denied this because of this.
So, should we be hitting the child and slapping the child for discipline?
No, 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 no. Baba does not recommend that. Baba does not recommend that. And what happens is when you slap a child, hit the child, you yourself feel so sad. I've seen mothers, after hitting their children, they sit and weep. But why did you beat the child? Why did you hit the child? It is our weakness. So I will never recommend that. Instead, talking to the child, speaking to the child, denying his loved thing, that is okay.
Okay, fantastic. The next question is about a word which is very closely related to discipline. I must say, time discipline, that is accuracy. So the brother is asking that in America, if there's a program at 10, they'll come 5 minutes prior. For them, that is time discipline. In the British, it's on time, right? Dot at 10. And in India, as we say that the Indian standard time is always 5-10 minutes later. So what is the right way to deal with people? I am on time, I am applying time discipline, but they don't come on time and it disturbs me internally. So how do I deal with such disturbing people or people who don't follow time discipline?
Look, you cannot do anything to them. But what you can do is that you have and take that time opportunity to have meditation, to have introspection, to practice silence. Otherwise, we do not get time. But if we are getting that time, then use it in this way. But I don't think it will be okay. Yes, of course, signal is given, then that signal should be sufficient that because of this, so much time is wasted of so many people. Once I was holding a meeting and I was waiting for all the sisters to arrive. There were 10 or 12 sisters, and the sister for whom we were waiting, she arrived 15 minutes late. I did not start the meeting because today I was going to give them a lesson on punctuality. So I said to her, look, 15 into 10. How many minutes are gone? 150. So much time is wasted of everyone. So keep attention. So similarly, this has to be from within. A person has to understand, respect the other person, that because of me, she or he or so many people are waiting. As today we started a bit late, it was lingering in my mind that we are late, we are late. So the respect for time should be there, but you cannot do anything for other people. Uh, You can keep your mind at peace.
Okay. You covered about not breaking the rules, but the brother is saying that there's a saying in English, rules are always there to be broken. So, and the other proverb he's saying is discipline. As you said, discipline always gives pain. I mean, unless there is pain, there is no gain. So if you want to have a disciplined life, you need to bear some pain. So how do we go about these? Should we always break the
Actually,
rules? Yeah.
actually, I said quality, the core quality of the soul. When you are dishonest, you cannot rest in peace. You cannot. Your conscience will keep biting you. You cannot. So, rules are not made to be broken, rules are made to be followed. And if I follow them, I benefit. It is for my own personal good. When you break any rule, you feel bad inside. It is not okay. Just see, whenever you are driving and whenever you jump the red light, signal lights, do you feel good? No, never feel good that I have broken this rule. The basic purity of the soul, the basic quality of the soul will not allow you to be in peace because you have gone against it. So when you go against it, then the basic core values they speak up. They they start saying to you, no, it is not good, not good. So rules are not meant to be broken. Appreciate them, accept them.
So wonderful answer. The questions are still coming. I'll just take a last quick one. The sister is asking, it is difficult to be constant with disciplines in life if you don't see any progress. So, how to motivate oneself to keep up with the disciplines?
Um, this is a question, probably not only one, but many must be having it. I think deeper analysis of one's life and deeper understanding has to do just following Srimat, following sitting in Amrit Vela, Murli, and you're not finding any benefit in it. And you don't feel that you are finding any benefit. But try to introspect and see what you have gained. Definitely, you have gained something. Maybe it is not registered in your mind. Give a little thought, talk to yourself honestly, and if you are able to find something good, try to increase it more and more. And if there is something which you feel that is nothing, I will suggest that the person should get in touch with the seniors and get advice and guidance from them.
Okay, thank you so much, Didi, for answering all the questions. And I would now request Dr. Ashok Mehta, who's also joined us, to propose the vote of thanks to Didi. Over to Dr. Mehta.
Thank you, Asha Ben, for bringing us to the real core of the discipline. I think in the Yagya, discipline has been a way of life, right from the early Amrit Vela till the time we go to sleep. But what I have observed is that most of our meetings start late, and I call it Om Shanti time because we are all peaceful. So I don't know whether, over a period of time, we have, slackened a little on discipline as far as the timing is concerned. Rest of the things are perfectly all right, but our meetings normally do not start on time. This is what I have observed for years. So how do you think one can discipline ourselves? Self-discipline, of course, is the core of our Brahmin life. And most of us, we try to follow as much as possible. But somewhere down the line, and our timings have got mixed up. I appreciate whatever you have said. I think you're a perfect master of what you have said. And we all enjoyed listening in light of Baba's Gyan, the discipline, how we enforce in our own life. Not enforce, but we follow it, following the Srimat. So thank you very much for bringing it in the sharp focus. I think this is what is necessary from time to time. Maybe things will change once we follow whatever you have said. Thank you very much. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So thank you so much, Dr. Mehta. And before we move on to the meditation, I would request Anu sister to do the announcements. Over to you, Anu sister.
Thank you very much, Brother Manoj. So after this very deep and powerful spiritual reflection on discipline by our very dear and respected Asha Didi, we will have 2 more programs on discipline, that is towards experiencing and practicing deeply discipline in our life. So the next one is values workshop. That would be on Saturday, 31st July. It would be 7:30 p.m. India time. So it will be morning 7 a.m. for West Coast, US and Canada. Please note, it would be experiential exercises on the value discipline and a insightful spiritual talk by our invited guest speaker, Sister Gopi. She will be joining from London. So please note and join us then. And we will have a silence retreat to reflect further and deepen the experience of discipline. That will be on 1st of August, Sunday morning, 9 a.m. India time. So that will be one day prior, 31st July, Saturday evening, West Coast, US, Canada time. So you can join us then. And our next session on Values for Life series is episode 19 on tolerance. In Hindi, it is Sahanshilta. And it will happen just after 2 weeks, same time, that is 7th of August. And we have the special honored fortune of having our very senior Dr. Nirmala Didi for this talk. She is by profession a medical doctor and dedicated her whole life for this spiritual service. She is the Joint Chief Administrator of Brahma Kumaris. She's the Director of Australia and Asia, all service centers. and the Gyan Sarovar Academy. That is the campus we have in our International Brahma Kumaris headquarters in Mount Abu, India. She'll be joining from there. So mark your calendars and join us then. And you can get more information about all these programs and joining links and other programs on our websites. That's www.vihasa.in and vancouver.brahmakumaris.ca. Thank you very much. Over to you.
Thank you, Anu sister. So over to Sister Asha Didi for the closing meditation on discipline.
Om Shanti. Let us seat ourselves in the position of a ruler sitting in the center of the forehead. My thoughts my intellect are in perfect order. I, as a ruler, have full control over my senses. My mind is pure, loveful, full of happy thoughts. My intellect is full of wisdom, knowing thoroughly well purity, peace, love, is reflected through my eyes. through my words, through my actions. I spread the vibrations of purity and peace all over. I draw my power from my Supreme Father, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
So, thank you so much, Didi, for all your 3 enlightening talks over the last 3 months. And we'll definitely get back to you again because we miss your talks. So thank you once again.